welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I share my experience with hair loss here on the internet. So before we get started with today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a little thumbs up. I would appreciate it so much. Today we're gonna be talking about some hair and makeup tips that helped me rebuild my confidence when I was in the woes of hair loss. Now, it's no secret if you're dealing with hair loss, a lot of times one of the first things that goes is your confidence. Before I dealt with hair loss, I was such a girly girl. I loved makeup. I loved wearing lip gloss, getting all dolled up, dressed, doing my nails, doing my hair. But as my hair fell out, my love of those things kind of went with it. You know, my confidence really started to decline, and it's really hard to want to do your hair, to want to do your makeup whenever nothing really goes with it. You know, my hair was falling out. I kind of felt trapped wearing a baseball cap or just wearing clothes that kind of matched that. And so it was really, really hard for me to want to get dolled up or want to do my makeup. So today we're gonna be talking about just some simple things you can do for your makeup, for your hair. If you're new to wig wearing, these are some things that can kind of help boost your confidence as you're learning the ropes and building that confidence with wearing wigs. Now, before we get started, I'm actually going to take my hair off. If you don't wear wigs, you might be a little confused by that, but you want your wig to be the very last thing you put on in your routine. Wigs, a lot of times will have material called lace in it, which is this right here, and you don't want to get extra makeup or skincare on that lace. You want to keep it as clean as you can. So wig is always the last step in my makeup routine. All right, before I got started, I did go ahead and clean my face. I did put a light moisturizer on. I have really dry skin and I'm struggling right now with it being even drier thanks to the weather. So I'm gonna start with a hydrating primer for my skin. I'll go between this one, which is from Hard Candy. It's their Milk and Cookies primer. I'll go between a hydrating primer like this one and more of a tacky primer like the Milk Hydro Grip primer. But since I'm really struggling with hydration, we're gonna use more of a hydrating primer today. Now, one of the biggest pieces of advice I give women if they're struggling with their confidence is to focus on 3 things that they can do for themselves every single day. For me, that is going to be my brows, my mascara, and then a good lip liner or a good lip gloss, something I can put on. If I have those 3 things, I can throw a wig on with it, and overall it just boosts my mood and I feel more confident. So I'm gonna be using this brow pomade. I tend to have really, really thick, straight brows that don't wanna do anything. And so I like to use a brow pomade to just kind of elevate them. It lifts the face. I feel like it really does a good job of lifting the brows. And then I'll fill them in from there just because I am a result of the over plucking in the 2000s. Anyone else?
Yeah, your brows look insane.
All right, we're gonna let that dry a little bit and we're gonna work on concealer. Today I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. When it comes to concealer, you really wanna do less is more. So I do a little bit under the eyes in the corner and then a little bit right at the corner of my eye, and that's all I'm gonna do. Now I like to let my concealer dry down a little bit before I manipulate it or blend it in. Anytime you're doing your makeup, you wanna remember if you use a brush, it's gonna be a little more concentrated. If I use a beauty blender, it's gonna be a little more dispersed. So because I am struggling with some darker under eyes today, we're reaching for a nice flat blending brush. And you wanna go with really lightweight motions going into that eye just to kind of blend in. We're not gonna be dragging back and forth because that's gonna give you really bad crease lines. But instead, I'm just gonna lightly pat that into the skin. And this NARS concealer is super creamy. It's gonna be really good if you have dry skin or even more mature skin. Okay, so that side is done. Let's go ahead and blend in this side. Now, believe it or not, I don't always wear concealer. A lot of days, depending on how my dark circles look, I'll just go with foundation or even just mascara and my brows being done. I like to take a little bit of the extra product on my brush and just apply it to my lids, just to give a good base for my eyeshadow.
Fascinating, fascinating.
Okay, now that that's done, we can move on to brows. Now, if you're struggling with hair loss, sometimes that means you struggle with your brows falling out as well. There's several different products you can use. If you have lost your brows, you can use eyebrow transfers. You can use a pencil like this to more draw in your brows. You can use a pomade. I really have seen great eyebrow transfers from some of my friends who deal with total alopecia. For me personally, I love using a really micro fine brow pencil. I think it does a really great job of just drawing in those baby-like hair strokes, which is what you want want when doing your brows. Now, I do have this little Brow Wiz by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's great. It's kind of pricey in my opinion. So I've been really liking the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's a super fine pencil, as you guys can see there. Very, very skinny. And this is gonna be in the color taupe. The good thing about this NYX pencil is it also comes with a spoolie on the other end. So you're really able to like shape and sculpt your brows with these. All right, whenever I'm doing my brows, I want a really light touch, so I'm not gonna be holding it super close to the ends like this. That would give me a really, really harsh line. Instead, I wanna hold it more towards the back. That's gonna give me really nice, light, feather-like strokes, which is gonna look more realistic when it comes to brows. So I start on the bottom, very, very light, and I'm just gonna shape out the bottom of my brows. You kind of want to create your ideal shape like that. So next, I like to flick up my brow pencil right here at the beginning of my brows. You want this area to be really, really soft. You don't want to put a ton of pressure in here because the harder this area looks, the more unrealistic your brows will be. And then I'm just gonna fill in a little bit at the top arch just to kind of connect everything together. And I'll take my spoolie and just kind of blend everything together. If I happen to get it too dark or too heavy in an area, I'll take my spoolie and just lightly kind of peel back some of that color. Awesome. Okay, so next, let's do the other side real quick. Another tip I like to tell women if they're wearing wigs is to try to match their brows to whatever wig color they're going for. So if I were to be wearing a darker color wig today, I could darken my brows a little bit with a darker brow pencil, and it really does help your wigs really match to your skin tone, match to your overall aesthetic. Awesome. And then I sometimes like to extend the tail of my brow out a little bit. Like I said, I was over plucking in the early 2000s, and so
did you pluck your eyebrows?
my brows have done a decent job of growing back, but you know, they're never gonna be the same as when they were like pencil skinny thin. All right, next let's talk about base. So I tend to use a bunch of different types of foundation. I don't really ever stick to one. There's not one that I'm like, oh, this is my holy grail foundation that I have to use every single day. But one thing I do always do is the same application with my foundation. So I really like putting my foundation on a, I don't know what you would call this, like a little palette like this, or you could even use the back of your hand if you want to, and then using a really fluffy brush to just blend it throughout my face. I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation. It has a really cool applicator in it. Let's see. Oh. And a little goes a long way for this foundation. And I like using a really fluffy brush like this. This is actually from It Cosmetics. And I'm just going to distribute that evenly on my brush. I don't want to have too much product on there. I don't want to have it concentrated in one area. I want it nice and evenly distributed around my brush. And then in that same motion, I'm going to just work it into my skin without dragging it. And then I can just buff it the rest of the way out in the areas that need it. And for some reason, I always blend into my hairline. I don't know why.
How is that possible?
It's not like my natural hairline's even gonna be showing, but for some reason I always blend into it. I don't know. Who knows why we do the things we do, huh? Okay, I did not get enough for my forehead. Let's get a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna evenly distribute that around my brush. And you wanna pay attention not to get any of your foundation into your brows, or else they can look really, really cakey. Looks good. Next, I'm gonna do my contour and my bronzer. Now, a lot of people think that these two makeup products are interchangeable when actually they're not. They serve different purposes. Contour, you wanna think of contour as your cool tones. They're gonna be the shadows on your face. Now, your bronzer is going to be the sun-kissed, warm, glowy spots of the face. So wherever the sun would hit your face and naturally give you more of a tan, that's where you want to use your bronzer. So first I'm gonna start with contour. I'm never going to deliberately, aggressively apply it to my face. That's gonna make your makeup super streaky and not blend very well. Instead, I'm going to use a brush like this. It's nice and dense. I'm gonna apply my product onto the brush, and then I'm gonna take the back of my hand and just work that into my brush. And I'm gonna focus this contour right at the hollows of my cheeks. I don't like doing too much. I feel like that makes it very unnatural. So I just do a little bit right at the hollows where those shadows naturally would fall. Okay, let's do a little bit more. And then if you want, you can do a little bit on your nose. I've never been one to really contour my nose, but you definitely can if you want to. All right, next is going to be our bronzer. You can use a powder bronzer, you can use a cream bronzer. I really like this cream bronzer from Milk Makeup. I think it's really, really pretty. It's very natural and it's very easy to work with too. And I'm putting those on the highlights of my cheeks. Like I said, bronzer is meant to kind of warm up your face and it's supposed to be placed wherever the sun has naturally kissed your skin.
Thanks for the tip.
Next, I'm gonna do a little bit of blush. This is the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. And if you know, you know, it's super pigmented. You only need a little bit. So again, I like to put it on the back of my hands. Use that same dense brush that I used for my contour and my bronzer. And just distribute that evenly on the brush and give a nice glow to the cheeks. This is in the shade Happy. It's one of my favorite shades from Rare Beauty. It's so pretty. Now, doing your makeup with this method, the on the hand method, the only thing you really have to be considerate of is washing your hands after you're done. I have forgotten that before, and then I leave the house, I'm driving wherever, and I remember my hand looks like this. So yeah, definitely make sure that you're washing your hands after you do your makeup this way. Next, we're going to use powder. Now, I, believe it or not, used to be someone that never used powder. Is that not? Yeah, it blows my mind a little bit that I didn't. I didn't really see a purpose or a need for it until recently. I started using powder and I really love it, not only because it helps tone back some of that dewiness. Right now I'm looking in the mirror and I'm very dewy. It's gonna help tone down some of that glow to your skin, but also it's gonna help blur, especially if you get a really good powder like this one. This is the L'Oreal Infallible powder. It's a nice blurring powder, so it's going to blur those fine lines, those pores, and really help to set your makeup in place where your makeup is going to last all day. So I like getting just a little sponge like this, getting a good amount on there. I will get my excess off on my hand. And I start under my eyes and I pull that powder down my face like that. And I feel like it makes such a difference in my makeup. The internet's been really hyping over this Infallible powder, and I definitely see why. It's really, really good for a drugstore powder. I just love that powder. I feel like it just sets your makeup. It's so beautiful on, and it's a really fine milled powder, and so it's gonna look really, really natural in your skin. And like I said, it's a good blurring powder, so it's not gonna look cakey, it's not gonna look thick, you're not gonna notice it. It's just gonna help to blur everything and just blend all your makeup together. So I have been such a fan of that powder. I think it's so, so, so pretty. So let's move on to eye makeup. So there's tons of different things you can do to eye makeup. You can just add a single shadow on there, do some mascara, call it good, or you can have a little more fun with it. I tend to kind of like to have fun with it, no surprise there. So today I'm using the ColourPop, their Beach Dreamin' palette, which is their Lilo and Stitch collab. It's so stinking fun. Like, well, that was really sad. No, it's all over my laptop. Okay, here's the biggest piece. There we go. Oh no. It's like doing surgery on my eyeshadow palette. Well, that was really sad. Dang it. Okay, back to eye makeup. Now that I had that fiasco, like I said, you can have fun with it. You can just do something really simple. Today, I'm choosing to have some fun with it. This is ColourPop's new Lilo and Stitch collab. I think this palette's so stinking fun for summer. They came out with these duochrome eyeshadow sticks. Now, normally I'm not a big eyeshadow stick person. They tend to kind of crease and I don't know, they're harder to use in my opinion than a shadow. But like, okay, hold on. You ready for it? Do you see that? Are those not so much fun? So I've been kind of like crushing over those lately and really like wearing them every single day just because they're so stinking fun. But I don't know, they're also kind of bright. Should I wear something else? Do we go fun makeup or do we go normal makeup? I think we go fun. Always go fun, right? Isn't that the whole purpose of it?
Exactly, yes. We'll have fun.
Wearing things that make you feel confident. I love it. So if you're new to makeup, a nice blending brush like this, something that's gonna be really fluffy, is gonna be really easy to use. That's kind of what I would recommend if you're new and you're just starting out. I'm going to use today the color Fluffy. I think this purple color is just so much fun. It's like screaming fun to me, which is what we're after for makeup, right? And whenever you pack your brush, you want to just pack it in there, do nice taps, and then after you get all your product on there, you want to tap a few times and get just that excess off of it. Once I take my brush, again, I'm gonna hold it further out like this. If I were to hold it really, really close like this, I'd get really like aggressive, harsh lines. But I want to hold it further out, just do light, gentle touches. I don't want anything aggressive. I don't want a ton of like really like harsh lines on my eye. And I'm gonna start right at the crease. Usually your crease is where you're gonna do your darkest colors. So you're gonna go dark right here and then light on this side. And that can be your basic recipe for any eye makeup look. So I'm just gonna pat that in there to start. And like I said, we're using a big fluffy brush just because it's really beginner friendly. So I packed that color in there. Let's do the other side. And this is the shade Fluffy from the ColourPop Lilo & Stitch collection. Fluff that in on the other side. And I like doing some tapping motions when I want the pigment to be darkest. And then you can do more windshield wiper motions when you're wanting to blend out. Now, if you have hooded eyes, you're gonna wanna take that shadow and pull it up a little bit further. So that way you're really able to see that color. Next, I'm gonna go with a little bit of a lighter shade and I'm gonna blend my edges out. Now, I could wear it like this, it looks fine, but I just want to kind of blend out a little bit of those harsh lines that are on the edges. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this like light, I don't know, is that like a lilac color? I don't know, it's really pretty though. I'm gonna take that and just towards the edge, we're just gonna blend that pink shade out, which is kind of gonna give us a really pretty purple color now that I'm looking at it. Very, very pretty. Oh, that's so much fun. Okay, next is the star of the show, which are these glitter shimmers, these duochromes. Oh, I just love it. They're so, so, so pretty. So this is an eyeshadow stick, so you can apply it directly to your eye, and it's gonna give us a really, really pretty shimmer that goes with this really pretty purple color. And once I apply it, I'm gonna use my middle finger just to kind of spread that out a little bit on the eye and diffuse it. Like I said, you don't want any harsh lines. You really just want to delicately blend everything when it comes to makeup. Isn't that so pretty? Like, oh, I just love it. It's so gorgeous. Gosh, that is just so much fun. Ah, I love it so much. It's so fun.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
Okay, now that we're here, easiest part, mascara. Now, whenever you're doing your mascara, you want to start from the bottom, wiggle the brush, and then lift that mascara up. That's gonna really help to kind of curl your lashes and distribute that volume really evenly. And then I like to coat the lashes on the outside. All right, coat number one. Let's let that dry and then we'll move on to the other lash. Now, whenever you're getting product from your mascara, you never wanna aggressively pump the wand. That's gonna dry your mascara out really, really quickly. Instead, you wanna swirl that wand down around. So let's do the same as the other side. We're gonna just start at the bottom, wiggle, and move that mascara wand up our lash. And it never fails. I always get mascara on my eyelids. I don't know about you guys, but it never fails for me. Then I like to apply some mascara on my lowers. I know some people don't like doing that. I kind of feel naked if I don't have lower mascara on. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, I feel like my eyes just need it. I don't know. Now, if you're dealing with hair loss and your eyebrows and lashes are affected, like we said before, for your eyebrows, you can use temporary tattoos and have tattoo brows, and they look so gorgeous. If you're struggling with your eyelashes falling out, you can always do false lashes. Now, you can either do a partial lash, you can do a full lash. There's tons of different options. If you go to the makeup store, you can find scads of lashes. Just start basic, you know, start with like a nice little like simple half lash and then work your way up from there. It can feel really intimidating at first, but I promise with some practice, like it gets a lot easier. But having lashes is for me something that helps me feel more beautiful. It helps me feel more confident. Okay, so I think we're like almost there with the makeup look. The only thing for me that I like to add is a little bit of a nude lip liner. Now, if I could have this color permanently on my lips forever, I think I would. I just absolutely love this color. This is the cheapest lip liner ever. It's from e.l.f. It's $2. It's their nice nude shade. I don't even think it has a color on here. Yeah, there's no color that's on here. I'm sorry, guys. But it's $2. It's e.l.f.'s nude color. And I like to start on the bottom of my lips, and I will just do, again, light pressure on there and then just line them. And I put a nice gloss on top of it, and it just sets the look, in my opinion. Now, a little tip, after you apply a lip liner, you can take your finger and smudge it out. Ta-da! And then it gives you like just, I don't know, a nice like natural looking lip. Okay, we're gonna throw some lip gloss on top of it because I can. Oh my gosh, these are the Juicy Tubes. This is in the shade Miracle, and it has such a nostalgic smell to me. The Juicy Tubes does. I use these all throughout like high school, and it just like immediately brings me back.
Just like old times.
Okay, now that our makeup is done, we're gonna move on to hair, which is equally my favorite as makeup. The big question is, what hair do we want to wear for the day? Yeah, so when it comes to hair, I either like to pick my hair or my wig based off of my makeup look or my outfit that I'm gonna wear for the day, whatever would complement it, whatever would match really well. And I was originally wearing my red wig at the beginning of the video. That's Cosmic from Radiant Hair Co. And I absolutely love that wig. It's a human hair wig. It's really gorgeous, super comfy, really lightweight. But I don't know how it would do with this really like purpley bright eyeshadow look. I think it might clash a little bit. So I think instead I'm gonna do more of a brunette, something that's a little more toned down, just so my eye makeup just kind of like speaks for the outfit. So let's do this synthetic wig. This is Wavy Day by Raquel Welch. It's such a pretty style. My daughter was playing with my wigs earlier, so it's a little like disheveled, but I think we can get it to look good. Anytime you're brushing out a synthetic, or really any wig at that matter, you always want to start at the bottom and work your way up. And this one still has some tangles in it. And you really want to gently comb through any wig that you have, because you don't really want to tuck on the hairs. You don't want to tangle them worse or rip them out. Here we go. Let's go ahead and put this wig on. Oh, yes. Okay, that is totally the color. I feel like that is definitely it. That makes the eyes just like absolutely pop. I love it. Okay, let's fix this part though, because as you can see, I put this on and it's like a little crazy. I'm just gonna take a rat tail comb like this because that's what I have. And I'm gonna change that part. Now this wig, Wavy Day by Raquel Welch, does allow me to repart this wig in any direction, which is really nice. It gives you a lot of versatility when it comes to wear when you're able to repart a wig. Super cute. Okay, what do we think? Do we like it?
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
I think it's so much fun. I love the pop of color from the eye makeup look. I'm so glad that we decided to go like a bright color. I think it's just super fun. But I really like the hair. I feel like it really matches the look for the day. And I think that's what it's all about. Whenever you're struggling with your confidence, you want to find things that make you feel comfortable. So for me, that is a bright eye makeup look. For you, it may not be, and that's okay. So you kind of got to lean into what feels right for you, what feels confident, what feels comfortable for you, and go from there. For me, I really like to switch up my hair every single day. I like wearing different styles, different colors. It allows me to express myself. But whenever I was first wearing wigs, I would have never done that. It was more of my secret that I was wearing wigs. And so I would wear the same style every single day, but then play up with my accessories or play up with my makeup. And I think that's what it's about, of helping to regain your confidence, is just finding what makes you feel beautiful. I love this wig, it's so pretty. She doesn't have a ton of warmth to her, I would say, but I really, really like her. And you are able to repart this wig, which is super nice. It gives you a lot of versatility when it comes to buying a piece if you're able to repart it. This wig does have wefting throughout, which makes it very, very comfortable on. So now that the hair is done, now that the makeup's finished, let's talk about 3 things that I implemented when I first started wearing wigs to feel more confident. Number 1 is stop waiting to feel ready. I know that's not what you want to hear, but confidence doesn't just magically appear one day. It doesn't magically show up. It's something that you have to strive for every single day. And honestly, I had to fake it till I made it, right? I had to fake that I felt confidence in my own skin, felt confident in my wig, and that confidence showed up eventually. So I would really encourage you to try on the hair, wear it around your house, feel more confident around the house wearing it, step out to run errands in it, you know, head to the gas station, to maybe a grocery store a few towns over so you don't run into anybody you know, and work on that, building that confidence in those easier settings. So that way when you are tasked in front of your friends, or you do have that big event that you're wearing your hair to for the first time, you feel more confident about it. So my first piece of advice, stop waiting to feel ready and fake it till you make it. Maybe that's more like 2 pieces in one, but you know. All right, my second piece of advice, and it's so important, and it's something I still do to this day, is talk to yourself the way that you talk to your friends. So if you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it about yourself. We are honestly the world's worst critics to ourselves. And if we could be kinder, if we could have more compassion for ourselves, more grace for ourselves, it would be amazing what we would accomplish if we did. So stop trying to tear yourself down and instead build yourself up. Speak kindly to yourself. Speak those affirmations in the mirror. Remind yourself that you're not the only one going through hair loss. There's so many other women who deal with it as well and who deal with it and live full, fabulous lives. So stop talking down to yourself. Start telling yourself how fabulous you are and just work on it day by day. Okay, my third piece of advice I would give you is control what you can and let go of what you can't. So for me, I could not control the fact that my hair was falling out. It's inevitable, right? I had genetic hair loss. My hair was gonna fall out regardless of if I took that supplement or not, right? And so control what you can, let go of what you can't. So I let go of the stress of trying to regrow my hair. And I know that sounds huge, but I did. I laid it to rest. I accepted the fact that, hey, my hair, it's likely not gonna get any better, and that's okay because I found this magic world of wigs, and I can find these wonderful women in the community that can really support me and uplift me and help me learn to feel confident in this new world and this new venture I'm going into. So that's one of my best pieces of advice is just, yeah, let go of what you can't control. All right, I hope this video was helpful for you. I absolutely love doing my hair and makeup. If you want more tutorials like this, please feel free to let me know down there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.